Hey guys, it's Watson, and I'm just gonna say from the get-go this video is going to be completely unedited. It's just gonna be like me chilling with you and a mug of tea and my comforter because it's like 3 in the morning and I'm incredibly tired and I just kinda wanna talk. Just like in general, like, so I'm gonna be sipping a lot. People do mukbangs a lot and I feel like if you can indulge on like food with somebody else, and that's what a mukbang is, why can't you indulge in other things? Like, why can't you just indulge in like chilling and talking and like being comforted and stuff like that? I'm not, you know what I mean? I don't know if it makes sense, but like you should have videos online where like we can like just like chill with people. And I'm gonna try and make this into a series where I just make unedited videos and I like just like chill with you with like a mug of tea, comforter, and just kind of like, right now I'm winding down. Oh, I spilled that on me. It's hot, it's hot. Oh god, but you know, just like chilling and like talking about nonsensical things, which I'm going to be doing. So yeah, I am going to be very awkward in like an unedited context because usually every time I make a video I know it's going to be edited, so I can like repeat the phrase like 10 times if I get it wrong and like just pick the best one and make that the only time I use the phrase in the clip. So if I accidentally like repeat sentences, that's my bad. I'm forgetting that I'm not going to edit this, and so I'm trying to redo what I said, so just ignore that. Honestly, I'm assuming this video is going to be really long because whenever I film storytime videos, they end up being 34 minutes without me even intending to, and so I have to edit it down to like 20 or 15 or like 10. But I kind of want this to be a longer video. I want this to be like a long time, you know, just like if you're like going to bed, you can like lie down and watch this and just chill and like watch me talk with you. I'm not gonna put any music behind it, or maybe I will. I don't know yet. I might do like some like ambient music from like 3:36, but I know it's gonna be like super long. I'm thinking like 50 minutes to an hour, just because I want to have a long video. I want to be chill. And someone is walking upstairs. I don't know who was that. Assuming that was my brother, but yeah. Sorry if I like go really quiet, it's just because someone walked upstairs and I don't want them to know that I'm talking to a camera or my phone, really. I hope I'm going to have enough memory to make this as long as I want to. But if I just cut off randomly, I'm really sorry. And I will definitely like, what will I do? That's the problem with me, is that I always lose my train of thought. I'll definitely like film a quick little ending and put that on the end just to say, hey, sorry for this. If it just like randomly cuts off, but I hope it doesn't. Yeah, God, I lose my train of thought all the time, honestly. Let me just sip my tea. Kind of like a tea mukbang. What am I drinking tonight? I'm drinking chamomile. Herbal tea has no caffeine, so it'll help me wind down because I'm usually incredibly caffeinated from my Diet Coke binges, but crazy stuff. You probably haven't seen me with my glasses on yet, have you? I don't know. This is so weird. I've never just like spoken to a camera, and I actually find it really comforting. I've like spoken about story times and things, but those were planned topics. This is not planned at all. This is legitimately just me rambling. And I feel like it's comforting to ramble. Sometimes we all just need to ramble, you know? We just have things we just want to kind of let out our stream of consciousness. Like that whole voice in our head that doesn't shut the fuck up. It might be playing a song. It might be talking to us about past experiences, or like telling us to do future things. You know talk about like the little voice in your head that just sticks with you. Unless I'm crazy, but I really doubt I am. I mean, everyone's a little bit crazy, but you know, that voice in your head, it's like I'm just letting it out. I'm just letting out that stream of consciousness that's constantly going. As someone with like ADHD, and stream of consciousnesses are like something that I tend to do deal with on like a daily basis. I always find that voice, it's like continuous, and it doesn't let me like focus on everyday tasks, and it doesn't let me focus on real things going on. It's just kind of there, and it's distracting because it's like, hey, listen to me. It's like that annoying friend that won't let you like listen to anybody else, and like you'll be trying to listen to someone else and they'll be like, hey, no, listen to me. That's my stream of consciousness from my ADHD. Or you know, the best way I can describe it is do you know two things? One is when you're like in class and you're in a really boring subject that you hate, and so like you like completely like zone out and stop listening to the teacher, and then you try to focus on the teacher, but you spend so much time on focusing on the teacher that you're trying so hard to focus that all your attention is put to that, like trying to focus, and you can't put any of your attention to your actual teacher. Does that make sense? That's like constant. That is like all I ever get. And then the second thing I can use to describe it is like when you have a song in your head and like you just keep listening to it, and that's the only thing that you're focusing on. Like when you're conscious of the song that you have stuck in your head being played in your head, and that's the only thing that you're focusing on, and it distracts you from like everyday life, and you just can't stop like listening to it in your head. That's basically my thoughts constantly. It's just it's loud and I can't stop listening to it. But I really like, I don't know, I feel like people tend to say things like I have OCD and I have ADHD and things like that, and they just diagnose themselves, and it's like it doesn't make me very happy to see things like that. I mean, people can like, I think I made a video about this at one point about OCD. People can like take all the quizzes that they want, and like take all the quizzes of you know, things like, do you have OCD, do you have ADHD, or things like that, because they'll think, oh, I can't focus on homework, so I have ADHD, or oh, I like to keep my room really neat, so I have OCD. And they'll like take a quiz, like a quizzazz or quoted kind of quiz, really like made by like some kid that probably has it or something, and they make like the most generic symptoms, and they'll take it and they'll think, oh, it's a yes, so I do have this. But it's like, no, you don't. I think, to be honest, the only thing that those kind of quizzes are good for is encouraging you to go see a doctor, because the one thing I feel like a lot of people want to have a mental disorder, and I don't mean that in the sense of they want to be schizophrenic or they want to be like depressed or something like that, but they want to, you know, have something like OCD or ADHD. There's a ladybug on my window. They want to have something like that because if they have that, it'll give them an excuse for everyday behaviors that people tend to like experience that are negative. Like if one does not have OCD, but they love to keep their room clean, they love to, and everyone thinks it's really weird, and everyone thinks that they're like, you know, kind of like obsessive neatness is weird, but that's not OCD. It's just like a really neat person, and people think that because they're a neat freak, they're weird. They'd want to have a diagnosis of like OCD, even if they didn't have it, just to say, I have OCD, so this is an interesting way of excusing my behavior that otherwise isn't really attractive. Not that OCD is attractive, but I'm assuming it's kind of been romanticized so that they think it is. Does that make any sense? And same with ADHD. It's like if kids can't focus on like their homework or something like that because they don't want to do it and they're procrastinating, they'll either think they have ADHD or they kind of make themselves want to think that they have ADHD, so that they'll have an excuse not to focus, and it's like not just a weird thing, it's like an actual thing. It's like an excuse that's kind of, they assume to be really interesting, because people always say people with ADHD tend to be like more creative and stuff, and so it makes you more of an interesting person if you have something that differs you from the crowd in a way, I think. I mean, I'm no stranger from differing from the crowd, but I don't do it consciously. It's more of something unconscious. Like, I don't dye my hair and think, this will make me look really interesting. I dye my hair and think, this will fit my aesthetic and it will make me happy. And I'm hoping to actually, right now, I kind of want a really good aesthetic, you know. I'm like, got the tea, got the blanket, got the glasses and the choker, and I got my lucky necklace. Where's my lucky necklace? There's my lucky necklace. helped me win a couple choir competitions in Scotland, I believe. Yeah, it did. But yeah, I love my aesthetic, and I feel like aesthetic's really important on YouTube, and I try to keep it as consistent as I possibly can. I try to keep my aesthetic consistent, but at the same time it's kind of boring when you're constantly drinking Diet Coke and making videos against a wooden door. So I kind of thought I'd switch it up. I made a couple videos in my living room. I haven't posted them yet, but they might be up by the time this video's up. And what else? This aesthetic of me chilling on my bed with some tea. I want to do this a lot more often because I also hear longer videos will like help you out in the YouTube algorithm, which, let me just put this out there, I don't want to I didn't start making videos to be like famous or anything. I more so did it because I wanted a platform to express myself. And when I say platform, I mean I do want an audience. I don't necessarily care if it's my job. It's not about money, it's about I would like to be not a famous YouTuber, but a YouTuber that does have a large following. And I guess that is famous in a way, but I just want a large following, and that's the thing. I don't want it to be my job for purpose of money. Money is not what I'm after. What I'm after is a lot of people, a lot of followers, because I want to have a big platform. I do have a lot of issues, not about myself, but about society and things like that. It's not necessarily the BuzzFeed perspective. It's not really a conventional perspective in society, but it's more of kind of I think I tend to focus on issues that are understated, or that people tend to not notice. Things like, the psychopaths lingering amongst the crowds, and how the oddballs tend to function while they go unnoticed. Things that are really kind of societal issues that get slipped under the radar. Not things like feminism and racism, and because those would be wonderful things to talk about. But I personally tend to flock towards subjects that are a little bit more unconventional to speak out about publicly, if that makes any sense at all. So it would be lovely to have a large platform that I'd be able to speak about that stuff with, because no one really tends to know what I'm talking about. So I'd like to spread more of an awareness for things like, I don't really know any examples off the top of my head, but things that aren't as conventional in a way. So yeah. But to be honest, I have a feeling that's never going to happen. I'm never going to get to a big following. I'm never going to get to a big level. I will be surprised if I ever get 100 subscribers that I don't know. Because right now I have around 40 something. But most of them are people that I know. And I would love to get more subscribers that I don't know. People that are just random. I'm not sure who actually views these videos. I don't know if it's actually my friends or not. But the ladybug is still in my window, right there. It's weird. Yeah, I don't know who's viewing these videos, and I wonder if one day I will have a large following, and people will be looking back in these videos and seeing me speak about having 2 subscribers and how no one's ever gonna see this. But I really, again, I doubt that'll happen. I assume that I will stay at a very low level of views and a very low level of subscribers, kind of. I don't want that to happen, but I'm ultimately assuming that it will. Because I don't really think I find myself too interesting, at least. Not in a new, innovative way on creativity and creative people. You see all these creative people like PJ and stuff, and Brandon Rogers and things like that, and you'll see them and they all have something new to offer to the table. I haven't really got anything new to offer to the table. All I have to offer is my insight on subjects that nobody finds interesting, and that really isn't very much. So it's I don't know why I'm here, but I'm remaining, so that must mean something, I guess. I don't really know. But yeah, to be honest, I'm hoping these videos will be long so that I'll be able to upload more of them because they seem easy to film. I don't have to edit them. And then I'll rank up my YouTube minutes and put myself up in the algorithm a little bit, you know? Untactical, unlogical thinking. I doubt anything will actually work, really. I just have to make a lot of content. But yeah, I mean, if that ever did happen, I'd be extremely happy that people were watching my shitty iPhone films and tea vlogs. I don't know what I'm gonna call this. I mean, title-wise, I feel like I might do something about, like, Come Chill With Me, episode 1. Because it's gonna be really long. Again, like an hour, probably. I mean, if you're still here past this point, good job to you. But yeah, I just want to chill, and I want people to chill with, and I'm chilling with you right now, so that's pretty cool. We're just chilling together, you know, in this quiet sphere. And if, like, you're winding down, going to sleep, I want to sleep too. I'm so tired. So tired. It's like 3 a.m. But it's always like 3 a.m. when I feel like. But yeah, stuff like this makes me happy when I don't really have to think about editing. The one thing that worries me though is how much time this is going to take to upload. This is going to take a lot of time to upload, considering I know that my videos that are like 15-20 minutes take around like over an hour to upload. You know what I hate? When it says processing and it processes real quick and then it starts uploading and then it finishes uploading and it's like, okay, you're done. Because like the little thingy goes away with like the hash marks or whatever on the screen, and it's like, okay, uploaded 99%, 3 seconds left, and then it's like, okay, done. And then it starts processing again, and it'll process for like half an hour, and I'm just there like, can you not? This was like a 15-minute video, and it's like it tricked you into thinking it was uploaded, then it's like, haha, bitch, never mind. But I mean, I'll live with it. I think I'm just annoying this time because the laptop stopped working as well as I was uploading the video, so I had nothing to really watch, and I had to go and actually watch the telly for a little bit. Yeah, I don't watch telly. I live on the internet. Does any kid really watch the telly anymore? I mean, television for any of my fellow Americans. I'm American too. I don't know why I like to seem like a pretentious prick when it comes to American English things. I think I like to trick myself into thinking that I'm actually cultured. I don't know why I am, but I'm no way near as cultured as I think that I am. And I like to trick myself into thinking that I am. So, you know, it'll make me seem better in my eyes. I don't know. I have a need for personal self-assurance. But it's not something that's too bad. I mean, I most definitely have a low self-worth. You know, I don't consider myself worth very much. And I don't mean that in the sense of like I'm worthless, but it's like I feel like I'm, you know, average or below kind of thing. In a sense, I take that back. I don't think I'm average or below. I think when I'm talking about self-worth, I'm talking about, you know, how much I feel myself worth good treatment. I don't really care how I'm treated. Well, I do care how I'm treated, but I don't like care what I do and how it affects me, how I'm affected by my actions, kind of thing. Like, I mean, my story times will prove I've taken like no care of myself. I don't take care of myself, and I don't see it as an active problem. I don't feel like it'll become an active problem until it affects me in a way that'll make me upset. But as for, oh, my cat's just come. Shall I let her in? I'm gonna let her in. I'll be right back, my friends. Oh God, she's right here. Daisy, there's my baby. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. She will probably come up on the bed pretty soon. But yeah. Oh, I'm on my bed, by the way, if you couldn't tell already. But yeah, it's like I've got a high self-esteem and a high, hi baby, good, high self-esteem and a high self-love. My cat's right here, by the way, like right here. But it's like, and I love myself, and I've got self-confidence, and like I said, a wonderful self-esteem. I don't hate myself, I love myself, but at the same time, I have a low self-worth, if that makes any sense. It's like I cannot take care of myself, and I don't find it to be an issue. I find it to be no issue whatsoever. Can you hear her? You probably can't. Come here, baby. It's like I said, I've gone through many phases where I haven't taken care of myself. I used to have a phase where I was addicted to not sleeping. People are addicted to, they can be addicted to food and sleeping. I myself was addicted to, like, as I just said, not sleeping. It's like, it was a weird thing. I think it was because if you pulled an all-nighter, at least when I was that age, if I pulled an all-nighter, the next day I'd feel really drunk. Like, I'd get to school, and then within an hour or two, I would legitimately feel hammered. Like, I would get, like, the wooziness, and, like, when you move your head, it feels like time is going super slowly, and, like, blinking dizziness. You just felt drunk, or high, or whatever, but I was just incredibly tired. So my body would be like, you need to sleep. But yeah, I would go without sleeping for like 2 or 3 days on the school days, and then like usually 3 days later I would sleep for about 3 or 4 hours, and then I'd just repeat the cycle until the weekend. Because I would sleep on the weekends. I would just, of course, never sleep during the weekdays, because I loved feeling like out of myself, out of my being euphoric. Because I think there are studies that show no sleep gives you euphoria the next day. Can't tell. And I chase euphoria and everything, but I find that's why I tend to have an addictive personality, is it because I tend to chase euphoria wherever I can find it. If I can find euphoria in anything, I will chase it because I love it so much. I just love that serotonin and that dopamine and everything, you know? It's like, it's a weird thing. I don't know. Do cigarettes release serotonin? I'm the prick who puts cigarettes in my aesthetic. I do smoke, unfortunately. And to be honest, I kind of wish I didn't, but I don't want to not. Did that just ruin the video? If you hate smoking? Yeah, I was so stupid. I was like 12, and I started smoking for my aesthetic, because I was in the emo phase. Ooh. We all know the emo phase. I mean, it still pretty scarred me. I mean, I can't say that I don't look emo. I mean, I looked much more emo than, actually, I don't know. I feel like now I look a bit more like a hipster rather than an emo. I mean, I don't know if that's just me. I feel like my personality makes up for it, because normally I tend to be a bit more happy and stuff, and like giddy and everything, but I don't know, emo, oh god. I tell myself now, because I used to live in England, and therefore I had a lot of strict uniforms, but now I've come here, and I'm telling myself, if I was 12, I would kill to be where I am now in terms of my appearance, because I think if I can try, let me take off my glasses, if I try, I can still get the emo bangs to be full glory. Like, oh my god, I can't do it as much now, but like, you know, that kind of thing. I would be able to do this so well, like a couple weeks ago. Like, see, even that, I would have killed to have gotten that. And like, I could have hairsprayed it and everything on my hair. I could have done that when I was in year 8, so I would have been like 11, 12 when I was in year 8, because I cut my fringe myself and I cut my hair myself, but it was always too short, and so I'd get a gap and I'd try to do that thing, and I'd get a gap anyway. I did it and it would look terrible and stringy and oily and greasy and just like a terrible fringe. And because I didn't really have time or the knowledge of makeup, I would just take black eyeliner, I mean not even eyeliner, I'd take black eyeshadow and like rub it underneath my eyes, and that would be it. And then I'd go into school looking like an absolute freak. And I'd wear skinny jeans with my shirts, you know, even though we weren't allowed to, I just would. And I would take my clip-on tie and I would unbutton the first button and clip it into like the little nook. Keep in mind it was a clip and not an actual tie, so it looks ridiculous, but I just put my tooth with this. But yeah, nowadays I have colored hair. I can have the glasses if I want. I've got this, as I like to call it, emo trash, you know? Just a fuck ton of emo trash. And I've got the black clothing and the chokers. I mean, like, I could do it again if I want to. I don't really want to be emo because that was the cringiest part of my life, but like, I could do it. And if I was in year 8, I would want to be friends with me so badly. Not because I'm like cool now, it's just I'm the kind of person that I would have loved to be in year 8. So what is year 8 in American years? It's like 7th grade. 7th grade. I don't know. I lived in England for a while, like 5 years, but I don't know. People always ask me which place I like the best, England, Amsterdam, or America. To be like completely honest, I have no idea. They're all different in their own ways. You all the Amsterdam aesthetic. Well, I'm speaking of Amsterdam, please forget anything about like weed or the red light district. Just think what I'm saying to you. The aesthetic is so beautiful. It's markets and cobblestone streets and unsteady sidewalks, kind of like bumpy, old buildings that are so high and like reach to each other, beautiful bridges again with cobblestone roads and fucking horses and just these beautiful green canals that'll run through it. And it's not like an ugly, like polluted green. It's like a beautiful algae green. It just looks so pretty, and the ducks and the swans and the lakes and the beach, even the misty beaches sometimes. Amsterdam, yes, Amsterdam did have beaches, believe it or not. And just people being so lovely. People all spoke English. I mean, I spoke Dutch. I speak Dutch fluently, but people always spoke English if you needed them to, or if they believed that you did. Like, if you'd speak Dutch and your accent would be a little bit off, they'd be like, do you need me to speak like English for you? And you'd be like, yeah, thank you. Everyone there was so kind. And the cinemas. You have not lived, okay? You have not lived until you've gone to a cinema in Holland. Specifically Amsterdam. I don't know anywhere else in Holland, but okay. Try the pate, or the pate, however you pronounce it. If you go to Amsterdam, please go to the pate. Go see a film at the cinema, because the cinema, specifically, I think the Pate Arena kind of thing, or the Pathé Arena, depending on your accent. But like, get this: you walk in, buy your ticket on like the little thingy, monitor thingy, then you go through someone, get it. There's basically a little mini mall where you can buy an abundance of shit to bring it with you. They have Skittles, they have like 20 flavors of popcorn that like add a little thingy. You can pick out a bag of Oreos, you can pick out a bag of Doritos, you can pick out a bag of like crisps, you can pick out a bag of like what else besides Skittles? M&Ms, anything. And you can get like 2-liter bottles of soda and Diet Cokes, and you can get giant bottles, you can get Fantas, you can get whatever you want. They have like entire sections dedicated to M&Ms, entire sections dedicated to popcorn, entire sections dedicated to crisps and like M&Ms and it's like so intricate and so interesting. And it's like, so you buy your food or your drinks or anything, whatever you want, and then you go into the, like, you pay for your stuff, and then you pass, like, you go into the next place, like the next room or whatever, and there's a staircase that leads up to where like the actual cinemas are, like the cinema rooms, like where they show the movies. The staircase lights up. You can of course use an escalator, but next to the escalator is a light up staircase that like changes colors. It goes from blue to green and it like flashes, and it's like so interesting. And you go up there and there's like cardboard cutouts of people and their things, and like cardboard cutouts that are hanging from the ceiling by a string and a thread. And then you'll go see your film, and if your film was late enough, when you get out of your film, there's a fucking DJ. It's just like, it's so interesting and it's so intricate, and I love the cinemas in Holland, and I'll never experience anything like it. It's just, lived in Holland when I was so young. I just want to go back there and back to the places that I remember, you know, just to experience the nostalgia again. I want to go buy stuff from like Fable, and I want to go to the Patera, and I want to go see a film there, and I want to go to that old Chinese restaurant at the arena, and I'd want to go see the canals, and I'd want to go on a boat. I'd want to rent a boat and go on it again, and I'd want to go visit my old apartments, and I'd want to go visit the school and the Anne Frank house and everything. You know, Holland is such a beautiful place. England, I can't even describe how nostalgic England is to me right now. It's a beautiful place, but my friend is actually, I believe, coming from England in the summer, so you'll probably be able to meet her then, if I'm still making videos this consistently. I have a feeling that my video uploading is going to drop, and I don't want it to, but I think it will. I don't know, humans are inconsistent. We're all inconsistent creatures, and the scariest thing about humans is often we believe we can be much more consistent than we are, and so that causes us to make false promises, you know, and then we disappoint people with our inconsistence. But that's just kind of how life works. Life is an inconsistent mess, but I love it. I love the inconsistent mess that's life. Because to be completely honest, consistency can get boring over time. Like I remember YouTubers that I've watched, and I used to wait for their video every week, and I'd be so excited. I'd watch it every time, and then they started uploading like daily or monthly, and I got excited at first because I was like, oh wow, so many more videos from them, and then it just went on, and it got boring. It got boring to see them so often in a way. It's like when you're around your friend for too long. And it got boring, and I just kind of got annoyed, and I didn't watch as much. I mean, occasionally I'll go back to the YouTubers that I think that's happened to for me, and I'll watch the videos and think that's really good, and that's a really good video, but I won't feel like as close to them as I would normally. My cat's like in the nook of me. It's so cute. Like right behind me on the blanket, but I like this video. I just like chilling, honestly. It's interesting to speak and have no one that can interrupt you. I don't mean that to sound rude, it's just when I have attention problems, it's like, you know, like attention deficits. So I have trouble not interrupting people when they're speaking, and it's not something that I intend to do or I intend to do, and it makes me appear rude. It's just something that happens, is that my brain is so full of tabs of information and ideas that the moment one comes into my head, it blurts out of my mouth, regardless of whether somebody else is speaking or not. And so I have a bad habit of interrupting people, and it's really shitty, and I don't like it, but I'm hoping to fix that. I believe I'll be going like Concerta or Vivance in not too long, so because I have to see another therapist about my issues, like my attention deficits. So hopefully he'll be able to, not a therapist, I'm sorry, a child psychologist, so hopefully he'll be able to get Concerta or something. Yeah, if anyone worries, don't worry, I can't abuse Concerta. Oh shit, I was only to you. It's a slow mechanism release. Does anyone watching here use Concerta? Or Vivance? Does anybody watching this take Adderall? It's weird because I always hear my friends talking about like how they get Adderall, like, and how they were prescribed it. And I'm just like, but like how? Adderall prescriptions are really hard to come by. And not that I'm seeking one, I definitely would not be. I'd be scared for myself if I was prescribed Adderall, honestly. But it's like, I feel like in a world that would be so scarce, it's like, especially prescribing it to children, let alone like sketchy ass teenagers, you know. But yeah, I have absolutely no idea. I'm so tired. I'm absolutely I'm fucking shattered, mate. I want to sleep. I want to go to bed. But I need to finish my tea. I always make cups of tea that I never finish. I'll make a cuppa, and then it'll get like down to like here. And then it'll just stay in my room and get moldy and it's gross, but that's just what happens. I wonder if this mug has ever gotten moldy. I don't know, honestly. My shoulders are really weird. Shoulders, better cover that up. Dress code. Everybody always talks about their school having like a really strict dress code. My school hasn't got a dress code. It's just mainly thing is like, you know, don't show too much of your midriff, or don't have your tits like out to play for everybody, but even then you can still get away with a lot. We have like no dress code. I mean, I've walked around in the weirdest outfits and then no one's cared. I guess I like that though, because people can walk around and not be objectified or be under threat of objectifying, because in a school where the girls can like show their shoulders and like, you know, show a little bit cleavage if they want, or like show, like wear short shorts. It's like, it's a normal thing. It's become a norm. So guys don't get distracted. They would only get distracted if there was like a reason to get distracted, like if it wasn't a normal thing. But because it's become like so normal in our school, it's like not anything to be distracted by. Does that make any sense? It's like once it becomes the norm, it stops itself from being a distraction. I mean, I think that's true with most things. Once it becomes the norm, it stops itself being a distraction. But I want to finish this tea and go to sleep. I have a onesie waiting for me. Why I did not put on the onesie first, I don't know. Oh god. Next time I'll wear a onesie, I promise. I don't know. Yeah, I probably should be wearing a onesie. To take off my makeup, that sucks. That takes forever. The thing is, I don't normally wear face makeup, but I went to someone's house and just put some on, so it's like a little bit, but I normally wear only eye makeup. I mean, it looks like shit in this lighting, but that's because half of it's pencil. It's probably pretty smudged and uneven, but normally I use a liquid kind of thing. Do my Amy Winehouse for the morning, and that's kind of my daily routine. Yeah, I have bad morning habits. I mean, I don't know who's watching this, who knows me, so I don't want to give away about too much as to where I've gone at night, and like where I've gone and how early I've gotten back home before school. You know, to know knowledge but my own and those who I was with, if that makes any sense. I doubt it does. I tend to overcomplicate things. I tend to overcomplicate sentences, but in my mind twisted around to fool me into thinking that I'm being intricate when really I'm just making things more complicated, if that makes any sense. Like, an extended vocabulary isn't always a good thing. I feel like it makes me sound really pretentious, and I don't mean to come across that way. It's just my stream of consciousness is a very pretentious stream of consciousness that uses this giant vocabulary that probably hardly even knows any of the words about, and it's just there. But I don't know, it's interesting. It's really, the world is just interesting as a whole. I love looking at animations that are like creepy and weird, and I'm just thinking, I wish I saw the world the way that this person does. Like, who can I think about it? Like, look up The Elephant's Garden by Felix something, I don't know the last name of the channel, but the first name on the channel is Felix, and the video is called The Elephant's Garden. That's an animation that makes me think, I wish I saw life the way that this guy does. Or most people think, like, you know, give me whatever drugs he has, but it's like, I want to see life as like a psychedelic dream, just in reality, because that seems like such an interesting way to live life, is to just read into every little thing in a positive way or an interesting way. Or a way like that, I don't know. outside my door. So I'm gonna go. See you in my next chilling video, I guess.